Oh, yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook platforms, I'm T. Clay. Walk with me. We're in the book of Jubilees. We ended at verse 23. So if you have the book of Jubilees, turn to verse 23 and let us pray. Most Holy Sanini Nanini, even Tata and Zambi, we thank you for all that you've done. We thank you that you've causing truth to go rampant throughout all the earth, that people are beginning to wake up. People are beginning to see. People are beginning to walk in your commandments, statutes, and ordinances, even your law. Yes, people are beginning to see that you are one that loves even according to your law. Your law is the measure of love. There is no love without the law. Yes, and we thank you. And we praise you for all things. Yes. And we ask you that more wake up and get out of the heresy that the law is passed, that the heresy that the law is no good, that the law is evil. Yes, this heresy even instituted by the whore of Revelation. And those of you who knock, and those that knock other people, and whom they call God, and whom they know is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's the identity of that God, not just the words. Now, we're going to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's all for you, it's all for you. Those of you who have joined us even in the beginning, those of you that have been with us, that have come in the middle of it all and still trying to catch up and study these things, that you might form and see what God has for you and that what is being said historically. And also those of you who have just joined, we thank God for you. And those of you that are about to join, yes, we thank God for you. Yes, yes, yes. Because it's imperative that we do know the law, statutes, judgments, and ordinance, even his law of the Most High. Yes, 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 yes. It's a sad thing to go across social media, and not only that, but walk among men and women and hear the negativity they have according to his word, because it was copied by another man. They say, who wrote the word? Well, this here was written by an angel. It was written by the angel of presence, but it was copied by men. Now, if any flaw, there's your flaw right there. And then you have the King James Version. It says, translated from the original Greek. Look at it, what it's translated from. It doesn't say Hebrew. It doesn't say the Bantu language. It doesn't say anything. They have stolen the things just like they stolen those things from the Egyptians. And now they preach it to you to control you. But you are confused because you think that everything written in there is wrong. Well, it's your eternity. That's all I can say. Unless God open your eyes will never be open, just as mine or anyone else's. And we bid you a happy life until that time of an unhappy eternity. Now, in the verse 23 of the book of Jubilees, the 7th chapter of Jubilees, he talks about every man sold himself to the work of iniquity. Yes. And we do that today. We have sold ourselves. Our very imagination has been that to iniquity. That is transgression against the law. That to abomination. That to those things that God talks against. The fornication, the adulteries, the effeminacy, the deviant behavior, sexual and spiritual, adopting other gods, being into idolatry, and it's just so much a vast description of iniquity. And all of it boils down, it's all in the law. And these things are designed to draw man away from God. It's not the fact that you got a different belief. That doesn't matter to me, or even God. It's the fact that you are away from him, that you have been drawn away. You've been pushed away. And no man can redeem you, only you. God, he reaches out to the children of men daily. But even those who call themselves religious are kept into a capsule or a jail cell of belief, not faith, not confidence, but belief. The devils believe and tremble because they know their time will come. They know there's a God, but mankind upon the earth has left that thing because maybe his Maybe the ones that he've chosen their skin color, or maybe because they think they're better than the other man and they shouldn't bow themselves down to such petty beliefs. There's so many things, or they just can't accept that why God causes people to suffer. God tells you why. He tells you why a lot of things. He even tells you why they're birth defects. You the cause. When will we learn? When we learn to trust God and know that he looks out for our best interest. Not our best interest the way we conceive it, what he perceives. Not that he understands. He knows you. But the fact is, he says that you understand and know him, even your creator. Many of us, oh, they don't understand me. Who cares whether they understand you or not? What do you understand? Selfish, bitter. You'll be alone and burning in a torment of your own tears. But anyway, let us continue. In verse 24, and after this they sinned against the beast and birds and all that moveth and walketh on the earth. And much blood was shed on the earth, and every imagination and desire of men imagined vainly, continually. That thing happens now. Mankind sins against the beast and the birds and everything, and that what? They kill them, they stuff them. They take the fish of the sea when it should be eaten by other fish or either those who need the food, and they take them and stuff them, and they damage them and cause them to be turned back just to show you I got a big fish. This is an abomination. This is wrong. You sin against these creatures. It's just like in the same thing we sin against man by our thieveries and our adulteries and our fornications and our lust or covetousness toward our fellow man, to the point where we do these things. Yes, but the fact is that God got you. He said, in every imagination and desire of men to imagine vanity and evil continually. How can you pimp a man or a woman? How can you do these things? How can you take a child and do those things which are unseemly, even with a child, an innocent soul that does not know anything, but silly in his own right? And just being in this world, you are responsible for that child, and God will hold you responsible. The fact is that our imaginations are continually evil. Just look at the televisions. Look at some who wish they had the power of God to combat evil, but yet they become evil themselves. Look at the movies. Everybody wants a superpower. Everybody wants some type of strength. The strength you can have is righteousness. Human beings cannot be teleported. There's no way. No way. Human being flesh will blow up, and flesh is just water and whatever you want to call it. It's the earth. You cannot take it and transport it. It can't even withstand the speed of light. But either way, verse 25, and the I Am destroyed everything from off the face of the earth because of the wickedness of their deeds and because of the blood which they had shed in the midst of the earth. He destroyed everything. See, God, they had the mind of devils. The devils was having havoc with mankind because he knew, these devils knew that if they can dethrone man before the Most High cannot even allow sin and transgression to exist too much longer, because it really angered. Didn't hurt God. You can't hurt God no kind of way. Anger God. I didn't design these people for this. And now they create robots. Man wants to be the gods now. Okay. Now, but that's not their intention. That's not why we do it. We make big things comfortable. No, you didn't. You're a liar. And they had shed in the midst of the earth, and he destroyed everything. And we were left, I and you and my sons, is what Noah's saying. Everything that entered with us into the ark. And behold, I see your works before me, that you do not walk in righteousness, for in the path of destruction ye have begun to walk. He's saying, your sons, you are wicked. I see the things you're doing. Now, Ye are parting one from another. In other words, your jealousy is one. You are envious too of one another. And so it cometh that ye are not in harmony. See, this is the thing about the kingdom of heaven. And this is what Satan don't want. Harmony. The harmony is if we walk by the laws, ordinances, and statutes and commandments of the Most High. That is where the harmony is, and you cannot be in harmony. I don't care what race you are. Even those you think that colonize you, they are not in harmony. Come on here. Harmony. When we walk as one mind, as one man, as one mouth, as one soul before the Most High, praising him. And not only that, we can walk as one man, one mind, and one soul, and putting down our enemies in the fear and admonition of the Most High. Yes. And the world will see that and say, whoa, you don't want to mess with them. Look at Israel and how it marched through all the land to get to the land where God had promised even their father Shem. Look at that land. God sit up there. He had a march, and the fear and the dread of God being with them. We need to get that back. And when that happens, yes, he'll call for his people all over the world. But nah, the enemy fights hard, hard, hard. Not everybody that look like you is Israelite. It's not of Jacob. It's not of Shem. You got to get that through your thick heart. Everybody, see, sometimes it gets to me. Sometimes we think people that look like us is righteous. No, they're not. That's a lie. He said, now, ye are not in harmony, my sons, each with his brother. It's the same thing with the world. And I see, and heaven is in harmony. And behold, the demons have begun their seductions against you. The same thing with you. All the camps, all these people that say they believe God and they worship God. For I see and behold, the demons have begun their seduction against you. They seducing you to not believe this word because you have so many biases, so many doubts and fears. Yes, maybe it's what you're doing. Maybe it's because you're going to lose your congregation if you change your mind, or you might lose your influence on different people because you know that you're wrong. This is the thing that leadership has to go through. So they stick with the same lie, the same flow of things. And your children, and now I fear on your behalf that after my death, is what Noah is saying, ye will shed the blood of men upon the earth, that ye too will be destroyed from the face of the earth. Now, God gives it a little bit longer here because he's chosen Jacob. Now, whosoever sheddeth man blood, whosoever eateth the blood of any flesh will all be destroyed from the earth. Yes, we're not going to live forever, none of us. He said you're going to be destroyed from the earth. Okay, we got that. That's normal. We're all going to die. All right. And there will be not left any man that eateth blood or sheddeth blood on the earth, nor will there be left to him any seed or descendants leaving under heaven. For into the grave will there go. He's talking about war. And into the place of condemnation will they descend, and into the darkness of the deep will they all be removed by violent death. See, he's talking about war. You're going to war. That's what he's saying. Now, there shall be no blood seen upon you all. Of all the blood there shall be of all the days which ye have killed any beast or cattle, or whatever flieth upon the sky, and work ye a good work to your souls by covering that which hath been shed on the face of the earth. In other words, you cannot cover the blood, your ancestors, or you. They couldn't even cover the blood in the back in the Mississippi jailhouse back there. It was revealed. God showed it. The buzzards, so I hear. Say, here it is. Yes, that's what he said. Here it is. And God showed it. He says, and ye shall not be like him who eateth with blood. In other words, you got these tribes and you got people in these so-called domesticated, or should I say developed nations or first world nations that eat blood. blood sausage, liver, all these things. Liver is blood. You cannot get the blood out of liver. But guard yourselves that none may eat blood before you. Don't eat that mess before me. Don't come before me. I got to live my own life. Cover the blood, for thus I have been commanded to testify to you. Your children together with all flesh, and suffer not that soul, the soul to be eaten with the flesh. And your blood, which is your life, may be not required at the hand of any flesh that sheddeth it on the earth. You wonder how some people just die of unexplainable death, or they walk outside and they're missing. You have to check their life out. You say they were a good person, but what were they eating? What were they doing? Matter of fact, parent, what were you doing? Or relatives? Huh? He says, now, the earth will not be clean from the blood which hath been shed upon it, for only through the blood of him that shed it will the earth be purified throughout all its generation. In other words, your blood, because you shed blood, because you eat blood. Your blood is going to be the blood that even up to the horse's bridle. See, God got this all on lock. Now, my children, hearken. Work judgment and righteousness, that ye may be planted in righteousness over the face of the whole earth, and your glory lifted up before my God, my power, who saved me from the waters of the flood. And behold, ye will go and build yourselves cities. See, they already done that in the previous chapter. They built their cities. They named them after their wives. Plant in them all the plants that are upon the earth, and moreover all the fruit-bearing trees. Go ahead, do what you got to do. For 3 years of the fruit, everything. And he said, didn't he say this when they had went into the land of Canaan? He said, for 3 years, do not eat this fruit. Don't eat it. For 3 years of fruit, everything that is eaten will not be gathered. And in the 4th year, its fruit will be accounted holy, and they will offer the first fruits acceptable. This is where you got the feast of first fruits, okay? They will be accounted holy, and they will offer the first fruits acceptable before the Most High, who created heaven and earth and all things. He didn't get that from no Egyptians. The Egyptians got it from Noah, because he taught Mizraim's father, who was Ham. And they passed it along just like every one of the other brothers. Let them offer in abundance the first of the wine and oil as first fruits, or the altar of the I am, who receiveth it. And what is left, let the servants of the house of the I am eat before the altar, which receiveth it. I mean, the servants, he's talking about the Levites. That's what he's talking about. And in the 5th year, make ye the release, so that ye, he's talking about all those who would render service to the Most High. He said, give it to him. And release, so that ye release it. See, this is why you had the priests of Egypt. Egypt had his own priests. Yes, they did. But they went delirious, crazy. He says, now, in the 5th year, make ye the release, so that ye release it in righteousness and uprightness, and ye shall be righteous, and all that you plant will prosper. For thus did Enoch, the father of your father, command Methuselah his son, Methuselah his son Lamech, and Lamech commanded me in all the things which his fathers commanded him. And I also will give you a commandment, my sons, as Enoch commanded his son in the first Jubilees while it's still living, the 7th of his generation. And he commanded and testified to his sons and to his sons until the day of his death. Yes, just as I said before, teach your children. See, many have taught their children, and their children deviated. Even the children of Israel, or Jacob, or Kobe, deviated. And today they even deviate anymore. Have you noticed the meaning of things change every year because of the majority agree upon its meaning? But with that, we're going to end it here, and we're going to say peace.